These are all but cut content scrapped out ideas from Sonic vs. Evil Sonic series. So let's look into them to see why they were all cut. Alright, so the first one you see is this one where her shadow is taking Amy. But now the reason why this was cut is because this felt like content form. This felt like content form, which is like the type of content form that people will make content of Amy cheating on Shadow. So that's the reason why this idea was cut. But if we kept it in, it'll be so much worse. So that's in this scene was usually going to appear in part 9, which is the anti-demon one. And now let's move on to the next one, which is the second one. Whoa, so there's an explosion in here in episode 9. Now the reason this was cut is because people would think that this is probably the end of Sonic vs. Evil Sonic, and that's the reason why this idea was cut. Wow, that was so quick. Now let's move on to the next one. Oh, so you can see in the third one, you can see Sonic running away from Tails. Almost said Tails, and the reason why this was cut is for no reason. Which was actually an old scene idea. Well, and we're actually going to put this scene in, which this is actually the child. This is actually them, Sonic and Tails as a kid, as you can see, which they were actually playing tag. Back when we were actually children's. As you can see, them guys, like this scene was actually going to appear in part 8. So let's move on to the next scene. Oh, so you always saw, this is a teaser of part 9. And this is actually going to be a scene where you guys might have seen the old announcement, or you probably haven't, or may have not made it. This is actually a scene where this is actually going to be announced when Shadow was going to actually make a comeback, but we just ended up canceling it and making him not come back. Pretty sad. And now that's how you know, oh, episode 9 is just Tails. Now let's move on to the next one, which is actually going to be sounds. Okay, so you see, there's nothing new here, right? This is actually part 6, and there's one cut idea this scene stayed in, which is actually the music. If you don't believe me and you don't understand it, let's watch the sneak peek of it in the full video of part 8. Listen to it. Hear that? That's the cut music that we removed. Because this music, we actually made a secret video. It's not a secret music video, like a secret Sonic vs. Evil Sonic video. Which is actually called Sonic vs. Evil Sonic Part 5 Secret, which is just a picture of Sonic.exe. I mean, Evil Sonic. What is up with Sonic.exe? Sorry about guys. Let's just call him Evil Sonic, but not Sonic.exe. And now he just turned into the Abomination, as you guys see in the whole series. So yeah, we're halfway close to it. Just wait. These are actually the same scenes from part 8. In the music is not the same. Yeah, the music was cut. We just cutting the music out and changing the music. For part 8, Sonic vs. Evil Sonic, and I almost said Evil Sonic.exe. Now let's move on to the next one, which is actually the OG. Oh wow! So you can see, this is actually part 1 of the beginning of Sonic vs. Evil Sonic. Which this is the beginning of how Evil Sonic was actually gonna die. Which he was actually falling, but it was actually way more gruesome. Which is the idea why we had to cut it out. So which is showing that Sonic pushed Evil Sonic down and he actually pushed the brick too on accident, and then he just falls down, and he just lands on his back, and then now the brick. Ooh. Just use your imagination, guys, about what happened to Evil Sonic. And yeah, you guys might already know his body parts. I'm not gonna. And he got. I'm not gonna say that word. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. And this is actually just the final cut scene. And make sure you guys comment if there's any scenes that I forgot. So, and yeah, these are all the cut scenes from Sonic vs. Evil Sonic series. And now, watch the outro. Alright guys, so that is it today. Thank you so much guys for watching. Comment down below if there's some scenes that I forgot to talk about. Some cut scenes. And I'll just add them or make a part 2 probably, guys. So yeah, and as you guys are watching, thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye. Have a beautiful day.